A good and pleasant day for all of you out there listening to watching Agenda on Cignal TV, channels 8 and 250, as well as on Facebook.com/OneNewsPH and YouTube OneNewsPH. You can also watch us on Signal Play app if you download the app. And I'm Cito Beltran, your host. Welcome once again. Today is July 23, 2021. It's a Friday. Let's go straight to the front page of the Philippine Star because after that, we will have an interview straight from Japan. Before we go to anything, here's the front page. Philippine detects 12 more Delta variant cases, as well as the center photo of our athletes competing in the 2020 Olympics. Kasi talaga naman pang 2020 yan na postpone lang. The Health Department reported 12 more local cases of the highly transmissible Delta variant. This brings the total number of Delta variant cases recorded up to 47. 3 Delta cases were detected in Metro Manila, 6 in Central Luzon, 2 in Calabar Zone, and 1 in the Bicol region. All of these new reported cases are tagged as recovered, nakabalik na sa normal, but they are still being validated by the regional and local health offices. Sabi nga, gumaling na raw po yung mga kaso. But before midnight last night, the Health Department or the DOH officially declared the local transmission of the Delta variant in the country. In other words, we are no longer looking for an illegal alien virus. It is now part of the community. Mag-ingat po kayo, magpabakuna. Please be vaccinated, get vaccinated. Whatever sacrifice or effort it takes, because it's been proven worldwide that it really helps against the Delta variant. Meanwhile, the quest for the country's first Olympic gold medal starts today. Team Philippines is all geared up for the opening of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics tonight. Boxer Yumir Marshall and judoka Kiyomi Watanabe will lead the Philippines as proud flag bearers in tonight's ceremony. But even before the rites, rower Chris Nievares will try to snag the elusive gold medal in the Heat 5 of the men's singles sculls later at 9:10 a.m. Ipagdasal po natin, tandaan nyo, remember the name, Chris Nievares, para makakuha ng gintong medalya in the rowing competition. Okay, now, We'll have Philippine Olympic Committee President Bambol Tolentino straight from Japan on the show after the news. And Malacanang assures the public that that President Duterte's last SONA will not include his political plans. This despite the calls for him to seek the vice presidency next year. Malacanang said Duterte's SONA would focus on the country's development, social and infrastructure programs, peace, security, and foreign policy for the last 5 years. And last but not the least, our quote for the day, our verse for the day, comes from the book of Corinthians in the Bible, chapter 1, verse 24 to 27. It is timely because it pertains to our topic, first topic for the day. Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like someone running aimlessly. I do not fight like a boxer beating the air. No, I strike a blow to my body and make it my slave. So after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize. Ang sinasabi po dyan, discipline, focus, discipline, and going after the gold. And let's now go to our topic for the day. First interview for the day. Our resource person or our guest is a dedicated sports official, congressman, and an avid car collector, someone I've known for a few years. And he is now the president of the Philippine Olympic Committee. Sir Bambol, good morning sa'yo, sir.
Good morning, Sir Cito. Good morning po sa inyong lahat.
Mukhang mukhang okay yung Japan sa iyo very healthy ang itsura mo.
I'm having a quick breakfast and we'll go straight habol ako kay Chris. This is the first event we have before the opening day.
Okay.
Merong hit si Chris ngayon.
Okay, well, we are going to pray for him and for your entire delegation. Now, we are all excited regarding the Philippine team, but from what I understand, medyo may challenge yata because of COVID. You had to send a coach back home. And one of our athletes, I think, had a minor injury. Mukhang babawasan niyo yung delegation na magpaparade. Could you please give us an update, Sir Bambol?
Yes, Sir Tito, yung update po sa coach, tinurn over na namin siya sa organizing committee and nasa isolation hotel na siya. So definitely, after na mag-negative yan, whether it's a 7th or a 14th day, lipad na po yan pauwi. So hindi na namin nag-decide na po kami na kahit mag-negative ng maaga, hindi na namin pababalikin sa team natin para naman mas wala na tayong inaalala. With regards to the parade po mamaya, we're preparing na rin. 3 o'clock po ang alis namin dito. Limitado na po ang participants, the president and the section, and nilimit din po ang ipaparade natin, the 6 officials plus 2 flag bearers. Even though some athletes are allowed to stay, those who are staying in the athletes village, napagkasundo na po namin na huwag na tayo mag-take risk na isama natin sa parada. No? Dahil unang-una, yung iba po ay may laro na bukas, yung iba po may laro na day after tomorrow, yung dalawa po may finals na sa 26. So, hindi na po namin papagurin o mapuyat for the parade. At pangalawa, mahirap na rin po baka doon pa ma-expose. Baka doon po ma-expose pa sa parade. So, anyway, wala namang manunood sa National Stadium. All broadcast na lang po yung mangyayari. So, yun na lang po na sacrifice po lahat. At malampasan lang po natin itong COVID. Especially pag nakarating po tayo sa competition day, ibig sabihin nalampasan na po natin yung unang kalaban natin, yung COVID. So, nandun po tayo. And God willing, malampasan po natin.
Okay, medyo very historical talaga yung sinalihan ninyong Olympics sa Kong Bambol because it is the first ever, I think, na 2020 ginawa ng 2021. It is the first na I think walang mga crowds or mga audience. And then ang kalaban nyo, hindi lang yung kapwa-atleta, kalaban pa ninyo, as you pointed out, COVID. Now, matanong lang namin, sir, how many athletes ang kasama ninyo? Ilan bang mga magko-compete? Kasi medyo hindi namin nakuha yan kung ilan.
19 po silang lahat. The best of the best. This is the best team we have assembled. And out of 19, 18 po dito first-timer. Iisa lang po ang veteran, si Heidelin Diaz, na silver medalist po last Rio Olympics. So talagang malaki po ang chance natin ngayon na magka-gold after almost 100 years. That very elusive gold. And out of that 19, majority po babae, women. So Remember, last Asian Games, yung pong 4 medals natin na gold came from women. Marjeline Vidal of skateboarding, Heidi Diaz of weightlifting, and the 2 women golfers. So ngayon, nandito po si Yuka Saso natin na golfer, nakatatapos lang po mag-champion sa US Open. So, yung moral at saka yung momentum, ang taas po talaga. At of course, nandiyan pa yung incentive na nakaabang dito sa Pilipinas as of today. We have 33 million for gold medalist na ang kutob ko, aabot pa yan ng 50, more than pag naka-deliver na po yan. Marami pong mga sports stakeholders na mag-chichipin pa dyan na hindi pa po nagpa-pledge.
Yeah.
Definitely, meron po yan.
Okay, but more than the pot money, ika nga namin sa
Yes,
sabong, kilala kita, llamadista ka, strategist ka, sigurista ka. Yung bang team na pinadala natin and the sports that they're competing, did you pick and choose carefully the highest possibility? Kasi in the past, pinapadala natin tropa-tropa ng mga athletes, tas uuwi, luhaan lahat. But in this time, you have 4 or 5 athletes who are veterans and achievers. So we're counting what? Another 14. Yung 14 ba na natitira na yon? Although first-timers, talagang liamado. Anong sport yung mga sasalihan at liamado ba sila?
Sir Cito, not only first-timers, no? Imagine, 4 years po nilang pinaghirapan yan to qualify. Hindi po ito natin pinili. Ito po ay nag-qualify sila na dumaan po sa butas ng karayom yan. They are all world champion. Before you qualify for Olympic, ang dami pong dadaanan. Dadaan ka sa SEA Games, dadaan ka sa Continental, Regional, World, hanggang sa makuha mo yung ranking na highest point. So you're now qualified to play in the Olympics. At talagang pinaghirapan po ng mga bata. And they deserve that. Like world champions natin sa mga boxing, of course, I do weightlifting, si Yulo gymnastics, 2 years na po nagte-training dito sa Japan.
Kamusta po si Yulo Kong Bambol? Kasi
It's good.
medyo kagabi, ninervous kami doon sa balita
No. It's actually it's little fake news dahil lumang balita na po 'yon. Hindi naman it's being denied by their president NSA, Sinja Carrion, that it's really a fake news. So hindi rin galing sa amin 'yon. So hindi rin galing sa POC yung balita na 'yon. So he's good and God willing maka-start na siya ng competition. Lalabas na po yung skill ni Yulo. And he will be playing 2 events. So, two medals ang possibility kay Yulo. So, ganun po ang sistema natin ngayon. Out of 19, definitely there will be medals for Philippines.
Okay, aside from gymnastics, sa weightlifting and sa golf, yung boxing ba, meron tayong almost liamado, siguradong
Yes.
mag-uwi ng medalya?
Yes po. Actually, kagabi, nagbunutan na po ang boxing. Hindi ko na po natapos dahil gabi na po pagod na po maghapon. So, nakita ko na lang po kayo ng umaga na si Yumir, seeded na siya. He will not pass the 32 round. So, automatic na siya na nasa 16. So, he just need to win 2 fights para po sigurado ng may medal. So, halos pagkapanalo niya ng isa, quarterfinals na, then finals. And of course, yung babae natin isa, si Nesty, world champion yan. So, yun ang caliber nun. So, hindi naman po siya nagbubuhat. At God willing, with all our prayers, yun pong lahat ng makakalaban na niya. Medyo tinalo na po niya yun. Yun po ang sa boxing natin.
Okay, si EJ Obiena, yun ba yung Paul
Yeah,
Volter? Pasensya ka na kung
totoo po,
kasi
isa pa yan. Isa pa yan.
matanda na tayo eh.
Isa pa yan, Chito,
Oh.
isa pa yan. He stayed in Italy for more than a year. All,
Mhm.
almost 2 years during the pandemic na inabot na siya ng lockdown doon. So, world class din po yan. Ang mga tinatalo niya sa competition, mga world champions po. He will be arriving today. Inaantay na po ng support staff natin sa airport. So, dala yung ball po niya. Definitely, lalaban po ito si EJ Obiena dahil sa lahat po ng laro niya, nakiklear po niya yung 585, yung record po niya, 585, 587. That's na-break niya yung Philippine record. Ang ang last na world champion pong na tinatalon nasa 6. So, a matter of 2 ano na lang, tatlong guhit na lang po. So, sabi naman niya, may tinatago siya. So, there will be a lot of surprises and Ubiana is one big chance.
Kumbaga, one time, big time na lang gagawin niya dyan dahil this is the Olympics. After that, nothing comes bigger or better than getting a gold medal, especially with Manny Pangilinan pledging 10 million and Ramon ang pledging 10 million plus others pledging that. Maraming suporta pero ano ang biggest challenge mo as a POC president, Kong Bambol? Because I can imagine it is a Olympics like no other.
Opo, aside from the virus today, we have to sustain. Ito, nakita ko na, this is also my first time as POC president. So I've seen the direction. So we have to sustain it. Remember that this 18 at 19 or the whole 19, the whole team, they know now how to. So sustain lang po yung mga programa. So with that caliber na with their experience now, they can surely be there again at the 2024 Paris Olympics. And with that, madadagdagan pa definitely dahil marami pong hindi nag-qualify sa atin ngayon na tinamaan po ng due to pandemic like kanong kayak nag-positive po sila kaya hindi nakaalis papunta sa qualifying.
Mhm.
Merong wrestlers, the team of our wrestling, hindi po nakakuha ng visa yan sa Bulgarian visa dahil nagsarado po ang embassy so hindi rin po nakalipad. Karate, fencing, so sigurado po madadagdagan. So we have to sustain our program here in Philippine Olympic Committee with the help of course of the national government too. So we need a lot of exposures, a lot of tournaments. So doon po tumitibay at tumataas yung ranking po ng mga atleta natin.
Kung you've been a congressman, a sports official, and you've shown your devotion to the sports and to the community. What do you think are you planning to do pag nakabalik ka na? Kasi nakita nyo na lahat yan. Sila Heidelin, sigurado yan, pagbalik niyan sa Pilipinas, puro mga coaches na yan. Sila na yung magiging mentor training. Pero pagbalik sa Pilipinas, ayun pa rin you go back to the situation where there is a lack of support, lack of funding. Parang lumalabas yung pera, pagkarera na, pag competition na, mayroon ng mga prize money, pero habang dinidevelop, wala yung suporta. What are your plans, Kong
But
Bambol?
Sir Cito, but after this, successful or not, so nandun pa rin yung we have to dig and support our athletes to their different programs. No? So we will now guide or not lobby but ask the national government. So eto na with, at nakita na natin ngayon. So with the new program ng national government, the National Academy of Sports, yung mga scholars na mag-i-start na po this hopefully next year or this year, that will be a big help for the grassroots development program. No? Parang UP style yun na naka-scholar po yung mga bata na mga may potential na, na kabataan. So with that, uh, well, aside from those support, nakita na nila how serious our sports program is and kung ano na binibigay na karangalan sa bansa. So may kumpiyansa na po ang iba na po yung outlook, may kumpiyansa na po yung private stakeholders. So definitely, hindi lang yung support during the game or during the Olympics or Asian Games. So all the way na po dapat magiging support kung kinukulang man ang national government. Nakakaingit nga po yung ibang kapitbahay natin na bansa, especially in our region, sa ASEAN region. If they spend a billion peso in their sports, tayo, one-third lang or one-fourth if we compare their budget. Aside from that, i-push na po natin yung complete infrastructures na kulang pa para maganda rin po yung practice ng mga atleta po natin. At sana nga, kung magkakaroon ng level ng Department of Sports, mas maganda yun para ka-level na maganda rin ang representation sa national government. Matagal ng overdue para sa akin. It's an overdue to have a Department of Sports. Just like other countries, they're really serious on sports, so they have their Department of Sports.
Okay, Kong Bambol, if you don't mind, let's go for a 1-minute break. And then pagbalik natin, can you just elaborate a little on the Department of Sports? Kasi ang dami nakaabang dito sa iyo. Biglang, tsaka kung pwede, bigyan mo lang kami ng parang tour guide dyan sa ginagawa ninyo dahil gustuhin man namin, hindi kami makapunta dyan. Si Gretchen Ho lang ang nakaabot dyan. So medyo we will have to rely on you. We'll just go for a quick break. Congressman Bambol Tolentino, we'll be right back here on Agenda. Okay, welcome back to the program Agenda, and let's quickly bring back Congressman Bambol Tolentino, Philippine Olympic Committee President. Kong Bambol, paki-update mo nga lang ako dito kasi may nakuha akong Twitter. Philippines makes it to the next round. Chris Nievares finishes 7.22 point na, walang audio. Mukhang walang audio tayo. Okay, we will... There. Can you hear us? Can you hear us now, Kong? Walang audio. Okay, let's go back to the studio. Let's find out what's happening. RV, can you please check that? Okay, Kong, meron na ba? Can you hear me? Wala. I think we're suffering our audio there because medyo kahit nasa Japan, medyo naglalag pa rin. But I got this Twitter Philippines makes it to the next round. Chris Nievares finishes 7:22.97, his personal best in the Tokyo 2020. Ano ba ito? Nag-third ba siya? Nag-third place yata siya. Parang elimination pa rin, ano? Because technically, from the data I received, rower Chris Nievares was supposed to compete after 9 a.m. Doon nga papunta si Congressman Bambol Tolentino. And anyway, that's the situation out there in Tokyo. We will try to reconnect if we can. But in the meantime, we will just carry on. Because medyo challenge din po kay Congressman Tolentino dahil ang nangyayari, medyo stricto sila. Napapansin ninyo parang tapang-tapang na si Congressman Tolentino. Medyo parang ilag na ilag siya. Kasi syempre, POC president ka. Tapos makikita, hoy, why you not wear mask? Ay, nako, patay. Mapapahiya tayo doon. Mahirap na yan. But that's how difficult their situation is, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Because ako po, pag nanonood ako, when I watch videos from Japan for the Olympics, hindi ko lang tinitingnan yung main focus of the news. Tinitingnan ko yung paligid, yung mga tao ba nakamask, marami bang security, may mga pulis ba, etc. And the panood ko po, what I noticed was that everyone was really wearing their masks. Medyo, I did not see face shields, but everyone was wearing masks. And you may have noticed when we were doing the interview with Congressman Bambol Tolentino, tiga Tagaytay po yan. Yan po yung sikat na Tolentino family dyan sa Tagaytay. He was very conscious and he was kind of on the lookout. Is it okay? Baka may makakita, someone might see me and it's embarrassing. But that's also how tough it is. Kasi alam nyo po, hindi lang naman COVID ang inaalala ng marami. We're not worried about just the ordinary virus. We are worried about the Delta virus. Because as reported from the Australian story, the Australian sample, when they tracked the carrier that they had found, it is, anong tawag nun, deduced. Kumbaga, na kanilang natanto, deduced that just by passing and just just through the air from or how do you call it, from the wind that was in the air, carried the virus to the next person. And ayun po, medyo namumroblema po yung ating Philippine delegation. But that's a good news we're still trying to reconnect with Congressman Tolentino, but chances are he's probably decided to walk over to, ay nako, itong mga taon to, walk over to the venue because for the rowing, because either he missed the race, but I don't think he missed the race. Baka medyo yung report na yun was from early this morning regarding Chris Nieves, but we will try to get the other officials in Tokyo, because TV5, One News PH is TV5 and One Sports pala. One Sports is the official media partner is an official media partner for the 2020 Olympics. I got a message from Congressman Tolentino. I'm in the lobby hotel. So many people are using the connection. I had to leave now. Sorry. I gathered that much because he has to catch up with Chris Nieves. And ayun po, summary of our interview with Congressman Bambol Tolentino, POC, Philippine Olympic President. He realizes that it's clear and there would be an advantage if there was a Department of Sports of the Philippine Sports Department. Hindi po committee, hindi po National Sports Association, etc. Because the idea of creating the department, first and foremost, is because there is a budget. There is an official budget allocated to the sports development of the country. And what happens there is that this budget will be dependent on the sports development. Hindi yung kumbaga kung ano lang, it's not a matter of what's available. Oh, we just give them percent like this, like that. So it's like, remember when tourism used to be just when the tourism in the Philippines used to be an accessory department eh. Parang ano lang yan, pampakinang, parang add-on na lang, okay, to the other key departments now. But when people started realizing that tourism was a major industry, was a dollar earner, euro earner, etc., little by little, during the Pinoy Benigno Aquino, Noynoy Aquino administration, and now during the Duterte administration, binuhusan natin yan. Ang sakit lang, I mean, the tragedy is that COVID caught up and ruined tourism for us and the whole world for that matter. But at the end of the day, tourism got its recognition. Now, here's the thing. Sasabihin ng iba dyan, yung tourism, kumikita tayo dyan, may pera dyan. Alam nyo po, mga kaibigan, sports, we have treated it as entertainment. That is our mortal sin and our biggest mistake in the country. We have treated sports as an entertainment. But sit down now and think about it. Basketball. How many uniforms are made for basketball from the PBA down to the junior league? Okay? For physical education subjects, for basketball lang, how many rubber shoes, supporters, socks, towels, water jugs, yung lang accessory ng basketball player, yung bola, basketball courts, how many people are employed by the sport of basketball, professional and non-professional? I mean, there are training schools, there are coaching schools, there are coaches, trainers, there are physical therapists, etc. And that's just for basketball. Volleyball, okay? It creates a downstream, a cascade of an economy. And what they do, eto nga, alam nyo, ako, hindi ko naman I breed fighting cocks. I don't fight chickens, okay? Pasensya na kayo. Kayo, trip ninyo magparami ng isda sa aquarium. You like breeding dogs. I like watching chickens. I just like the color. I like the fact that they wake me up. But if you study sabong, sabi nga ni Baham Mitra, ni Chairman Baham Mitra of the Games and Amusement Board, he was shocked and he was really dismayed that when he talked about sabong to sports official and IATF official, many of them didn't even know what he was talking about. Many of them didn't understand how big the economy was. And everybody nowadays just keep talking about online sabong. Yung pong online na sabong, napakaliit na grupo yun. Parang cartel yun. Sila yung kumikita. Sila na lang yung may pasabong ngayon. But the traditional sabong involves breeders, farms, farm handlers, farm boys. Marami pong ini-employ ang sabong. Hindi lang po yun yung sinasabi nating, ay naku, bisyo ni tatay, bisyo ni lolo. Baka mapahiya po kayo. There are chickens that cost anything from 20,000, 50,000 to 100,000. It's an economy. And then they buy feeds, they buy nets, they buy steel, etc. Malaking pera po. So, sports, whether it's sabong, whether it's weightlifting, whether it's basketball. But the biggest point here, alam niyo po, no, mga kaibigan, we belittle sports. Not many of you understand that if you raise a child playing basketball, okay, they are trained they have agility, they have strength, stamina, They improve their peripheral vision, their anticipation, okay, their strategy, motion, etc. I remember yung basketball team na Iko. Baka hindi nyo na natatandaan nyo. Bata pa ako nung lumabas yung Iko na yan. Si Don Manolo Elizalde, pina-undergo yung mga training. Ewan ko, tanong mo ninyo kay Freddy Webb. Yung tungkol dyan. Pinag-ballet exercise sila for stretching and mobility and agility. Ang hirap sa atin. Ayan po, ginagawa natin, ini-small natin yung sports. Now, for schools, we need sports. For high school, we need sports. Even for college, we need sports. And ladies and gentlemen, when we started reducing all of our athletic programs, when we started reducing physical education, what happened? Not everybody, but most of the children went digital. Okay? Mabuti ngayon. Okay, sige, happy sila, may digital sila. Pero lalaking lampa, lalaking mabagal. Okay? Parang yung kaibigan ko si Densko. Kanya yan lampa eh. Hindi yan nag-basketball ng bata. Just, hello, Dens. Thank you for greeting me and disturbing my program. But anyway, ayun po, mga kaibigan. What happens is, the children, if they have sports, they are stronger, they have more discipline, etc. But until, as Bambol Tolentino pointed out, we need a Department of Sports. Bakit kanyo? Kasi sports is an industry. It is a billion-peso business, okay? Whether you count in PBA pa lang ilang daan milyon na ang PBA. Tapos meron pa yung mga smaller leagues, yung paliga ni Manny Pacquiao all over the Visayas. And then yung paliga ni Jinggoy Estrada, etc. Marami ang mga paliga na yan. So, and then volleyball, wrestling, billiards, hindi po yan dapat yung bang parang under DepEd. Tapos pagdating sa DepEd, we're so busy, we can't be bothered with that. It becomes diminished. So the Department of Sports as pushed for by Bambol Tolentino, and mind you, the little I know of Bambol Tolentino, the minute he gets something in his mind, ay nako, hindi niya yan tatantanan, and good for Philippine sports. Kasi kakaunti and laging sinasabing politika. Ang actually pinupolitika yung sports, hindi po yung mga nasa sports. Kasi whether it was, what's his name, Piping Coangco, now Bambol Tolentino, may mga magsasabi, ay mga congressman yan kanya po nakukuha yung mga taong yan kasi sila yung tumatrabaho ng funding, ng support, ng budget sa Congress, sa Malacanang, sa mga iba't ibang department and private sector. Because if you leave the task of getting support, financial support for Philippine sport to a regular guy or a personality in the private sector, he won't get far unless he is Ramon Ang or he is Manny Pangilinan or he is Jaime Sobel de Ayala. Ay naku, maliban doon, okay, Michael Tan ng Lucio Tan Group. Baka yun, may mangyari. Pero kung mga regular guys lang na athletes, ay hindi po pinapatulan yan, hindi pinapansin yan, hindi yan susuportahan. Okay, maybe we can go for a break muna because baka nagsasawa na kayo sa aking litany. Medyo, we will go for a break. We'll be right back here on Agenda. Okay, welcome back to the program agenda. Happy birthday to my small group leader, Pastor Jure and Jure Mora. And I hope you feel better. Pagaling ka dyan sa, ano yan, napasarap ka siguro ng kain na kanya, baka may gout. Anyway, we'll go straight to our next interview. Matagal ko nang hinahunting, finally, nahuli namin. We finally caught up with Chairman of the Commission on Higher Education, none other than Chairman Prospero Popoy de Vera III. Sir, good morning.
Good morning from here in Tupi, South Cotabato.
Aray ko, kalayo mo naman, sir. Anong ginagawa mo dyan?
Ako'y, ako'y pumapadyak. I'm going around the whole country to proclaim victory for free higher education, talking to the beneficiaries of free higher ed, visiting universities, and riding a bike to promote the success of higher education.
Okay, what do you mean victory for higher education? What exactly are you feeling victorious about, Chairman?
Well, because the first batch of students who did not anymore pay tuition and miscellaneous fees in 2017 are graduating this year. So we now have proof that free higher education works. 1.6 million students are now in more than 200 public universities are no longer paying tuition and miscellaneous fees. 500,000 are benefiting from the tertiary education subsidy, 300,000 from Tulong Dunong. So more than 2 million young Filipinos are being financially assisted by government now. And many of them are graduating. Some of them have graduated. And many more have come back because higher education is now free. So I'm going around to meet with the beneficiaries, learn their stories. We're documenting their stories of success and asking them what else government needs to do to help them complete their college education.
Well, congratulations on that, Chairman De Vera, because honestly, sa totoo lang, hindi ko na naisip yung free tuition na yan, yung ginawang program na yan for higher education. So it's nice to be reminded that the Philippine government has in fact launched free tuition fee and no miscellaneous fees for college students. Now, my question is, and pasensya na, this is the journalist in me, how did all of that affect private colleges and universities? Because syempre, parang yung bang sa nursing, when the DOH raised the salaries of nurses, they inadvertently ended up raiding the private hospitals because there was an exodus. Diyan ba sa free tuition fee and miscellaneous for college students, has there been an exodus from the private to the public?
Well, there is clearly an impact because now the admission in public universities is more difficult. There are many students who want to go to public universities because it's free, but we are trying to control the enrollment in public universities by insisting on carrying capacity, meaning they cannot unilaterally admit everyone. No? So it's more difficult now to get admitted to a public university. But the impact on the enrollment of private universities, the dramatic negative impact, is really because of COVID, not because of free higher education. Enrollment really went down in private universities at the time of COVID because many families don't have the financial means to enroll their children.
Okay, what about the quality of education? Because matagal ko na, I've long been pushing for the multiplication of state universities like UP. Maraming nag-a-apply sa UP. In fact, I think in the last entrance, in the last college admission test of UP, there were about 11,000 applicants and only, I think, a third of that. No, 100 yata ang nag-apply and only 100,000, 11,000 lang yata yung natanggap nila. What about that concern? Because if we have centers of excellence like UP and Mindanao State University and Silliman State University, why are we not creating more?
You will be surprised, Cito, if you visit the state universities all over the country. They are very good universities. In fact, this year, there are now 14 Philippine public and private university ranked among the top in Asia. And a university like Tarlac Agricultural University in Tarlac is now ranked in the top 1,000 of Times Higher Education on impact ranking. There are many state universities, many of them assisted by CHED, who now understand the criteria for internationalization better. They have been evaluated by QS. Many of them get 3-star, 4-star QS rank. And in a matter of 1 to 2 years after they address their areas of improvement, I think they will join the university ranked in the Asian region. So there are many excellent state universities and colleges in the country. Depending on the field, for engineering, you have Batangas State University, very strong university in Batangas. Visayas State University in Region 8.
So
West
yung
Visayas.
yung Batangas State University namin din talaga pagmamalaki namin.
Ay, oo. Bisitahin mo ito kasi nasa kwan na yan, na-accredit na ng ABET ng United States. They have very good engineering programs.
Yan nga yung dahilan. That's the reason why I asked the team to find you. Because my topic actually with you is the suggestion I made to Senator Win Gatchalian. Can we not have a concerted effort, a program para magkaroon ng special category for vaccination of college students, kahit muna siguro yung seniors muna dahil pag-graduate na sila, para mabakunahan na lahat and magkaroon ng face-to-face classes. Kasi papabisitahin mo ako sa BSU, baka pagdating ko doon, ma-COVID ako dahil...
No. All our state universities have very strict protocols, health protocols. When you go there, they have retrofitted their facilities. No, CHED is supporting the vaccination at least of the students who will go back for limited face-to-face, because we now have 93 universities that are allowed limited face-to-face for medicine and allied health sciences. The guidelines for additional programs like engineering, information technology, maritime, vet med, the guidelines are already ready. We're just looking at data on the ground. If the universities that were allowed limited face-to-face, the data shows that the students are safe, we will go back to the president and ask that it be expanded to other degree programs. Mas maganda kung mabakunahan yung mga estudyante magli-limited face-to-face, dahil yung marami sa mga teacher nila na bakunahan na, kasi we were able to push for the upgrading of the category of teachers from B1 to A4. So the faculty members of universities are part of the vaccination priority now.
Yeah, but Chairman, that's my point. Kasi yung limited face-to-face, that's without vaccination. But if you push, and alam ko naman, kaya mo if you push for vaccination for enrolled college students, hindi na natin problema yung limited, non-limited. Kasi lahat naman sila vaccinated na, and then yung mga teachers were vaccinated already ahead of schedule. So parang, as Win Gatchalian pointed out, Cito, that's an economy by itself. And we keep talking about economies, pero yung economies lang na inaasikaso ng IATF, yung mga working laborer employee economy, hindi iniisip yung college students, teachers, schools, etc. So, what can you say?
Yan ang medyo sentimento namin sa higher education. Kasi pag pinag-usapan ng economic recovery, economic frontliners, hindi na isasama ang higher ed community. Kasi ang tingin nila, porket nasa bahay nag-aaral yung mga bata, walang mga pumapasok, walang mga empleyado ang universities. I had to tell the IATF when I was asking that the education frontliners be prioritized, that the higher education sector is a very big sector. 3.1 million students, more than almost 2,000 universities in the country. It's a very big sector that has serious economic implications, because if we don't graduate students with the necessary skills, we will not have any additional labor force every year.
Yeah, and
If we don't-
ironic. What's ironic, Chairman? I just picked up a report. I think it's out of Singapore. They had a 650,000 number of students, senior high school students, and proctors, mentors who are going to be or are being vaccinated as we speak for their national college entrance examination. Pang NCE pa lang yun, nagbabakuna na. And yet here in the Philippines, I'm sorry, I am on your side, and that's why I'm pushing you and raising this issue na mabakunahan ang mga college students kahit umpisahan natin sa seniors, di ba?
Yeah.
So kung kaya naman, ibaba natin, ibaba hanggang sa freshmen kasi unless these kids or these students get face-to-face mentoring, challenging from their... Kasi I realized that from my daughter in Holland. Medyo praning din ako. I say, why do you have to have face-to-face? You can just do it online. Papa, it's different. We have to argue. We have to debate on the research material. We have to challenge what our teacher is telling us, and it's so hard on the internet. So anyway, going back to you, Chairman, last word on this matter. Maganda naman na we have victory. Nag-graduate na yung mga free tuition fee. There's quality education. They are being recognized regionally and hopefully internationally. What about the vaccination? What say you?
Well, I hope you can help me, Cito, push in the national consciousness of everyone that we really need to take seriously the higher education sector as an economic force in this country, and lobby that our students be vaccinated so that we can slowly bring them back to the classroom in a flexible learning mode, to use both synchronous and asynchronous types of learning, because the longer we delay this, the bigger the possibility that our the skills of our graduates will be questioned, not just within the Philippines but even internationally. If our graduates who take our licensure become professionals, they don't have the necessary hands-on skills, we're going to be in trouble. Plus the fact that our higher education sector employs a lot of people. They're a very big sector, almost 2,000 universities, both public and private, hundreds of thousands of faculty members, support staff. It's an economic sector by itself, and they are as important as any other sector in this country. And as we move for economic recovery, let's take the higher education sector more seriously. Cito.
Okay. We'll do that, and maybe I'll reconnect with you next week, God willing, and let's talk about that problem, particularly in tungkol sa nursing. But we've run out of time, and I thank you for your time, Chairman De Vera, and we will get back to you soon para mapag-usapan and we can push for this here on agenda. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Cito, at mabuhay ka.
Okay, yan po ang chairman ng Commission on Higher Education, Prospero de Vera. And now we get a special report straight out of Tokyo. Let's bring in Gretchen Ho, who is part of the One Sports coverage team. Gretchen, good morning to you. Okay. Okay, there we go. Sorry for that slight delay. Kagabi pa po yan. Kagabi pa po natin napansin, ladies and gentlemen, that when there were reports coming out of Tokyo, medyo may delay. Gretchen, can we, okay. They are having problems sustaining the signal out of Japan. So too bad. But we will continue with that. Hopefully, we can also get reports here on Agenda and on One News PH, because it's TV5 and One Sports that is the official broadcasting partner of the Philippine Olympic team, and of course covering the 2020 Olympics. Medyo tayo po ay umaangkas trying to bring that. But according to our latest update here, Chris Nieves of the Philippine rowing team, medyo umaangat na sa ranking at palapit na ng palapit. I think he's in the top 3. But within about 20 minutes from now, if I'm not mistaken, okay, here, rower Chris Nievares, hindi pala Nieves, sorry Chris, rower Chris Nievares moves on to single sculls quarterfinals. Kumbaga, quarterfinals na isa na lang, nandoon na siya sa, kumbaga, malapit na siya sa ultimate test nila. Now, going back to our interview with Chairman Prospero de Vera, that's good news. Good news that the 2017 batch 2017 na nakapag-enroll, who enrolled for free tuition, free miscellaneous, etc., have now or are now graduates or graduating this year, have graduated this year. So yun yung pinagmamalaki ni Chairman Prospero de Vera, and he reassured us or assured us that everything is good in terms of quality education. We have a lot of quality universities, and mabuti yun, sa kanya na nanggaling yung Batangas State University. At yung sinabi ko pong tungkol sa COVID, na biro lang po kasi kumbaga patalon ko yon. That was my jumping board or springboard going to the topic of getting college students vaccinated. Kasi I noticed po, mga kaibigan, here in the Philippines, only those who make all the noise, who are loud, who are makulit, get attention and get what they want. Kasi katulad niyan, dati, okay, A1, A2, A3, A4. Pagkatapos may mga nagsabi, bakit yung A5 o yung mga pulubi hindi nyo sinama? Bakit yung mga pulis hindi kasali, etc., etc. It was when people started to complain or essentially push that things happen. Katulad nyo, you senior citizens, for the longest time, nakakulong kayo. And tayo po, sila attorney, marami tayong mga kaibigan na nag-push for senior citizens to be allowed to go outdoors, and now you're being allowed. But here, I noticed that in college and the universities, parang yun nga, sabi nga ni Chairman de Vera, limited face-to-face. Eh, ang dali naman bakunahan. Sabi niya, he said 3.5 million, okay? Eh, isang delivery lang yun ng isang araw, magagawa mo na lahat ng college student. All the college students who enroll must be vaccinated. And if they're vaccinated, that's one sector we don't have to worry about, and that's an industry. College education is an industry that can move on. Okay, tayo po, inaubusan na ng oras. Thank you very much for joining me this week. And sorry kung ako po yung daldal. Mahirap kasi pag ganyang laglag yung signal out of Japan. Anak ng ewan, Japan pa naman. Okay, keep it here on Cignal TV, channels 8 and 250 for the latest news. I'm Cito Beltran. We are One News. God bless. Please pray and stay dry.